Hello and welcome to another episode of SportsRoom. I'm Reuben Joe, and with me here today is Anirudh, Madhavan, and again we're here with the World Cup.
Yep.
The group stage is finally over.
Finally.
We had two hat tricks. We had one team that almost touched 400,
Yeah.
no 500 yet, and well, so much more. But at least it was engaging. I was wrong. I thought it would get boring towards the end. But
In the end, the four teams everyone predicted to be are the four teams in, but there was a lot
Did we predict the four teams?
I did Australia, England. You did India, I remember.
Yeah, India, and Sharad did South Africa,
Which is why it's still not allowed on this show.
Anyway, so the semi-final lineups are out, and India plays New Zealand on July 9th at Manchester. England plays Australia on July 11th at Edgbaston, and the final will be at Lord's on Sunday. India and New Zealand, well, New Zealand just scraped through, managed to scrape through. Pakistan, well, they needed like some 350 in their last match to get through. But I feel bad for Pakistan though. They really gave it their as much as they could, and it was
about very Pakistan-like, but they would be brewing their first loss against the West Indies, which really brought down that net run rate.
Even Sarfaraz had said that.
And to feel sad about a team who's lost so much is they were good in small parts. But I think the main four teams that have gone through are the ones that deserved it. New Zealand, they started off with a lot of easy games. They won everything because that proved to be a stumbling block for the other teams. But towards the end, and then three losses on the trot, so that will play on everyone's mind, and that's why everyone wanted to play New Zealand in the semi-final.
So coming to our first semi-final, there is unfortunately, like there was during the group stage, there's a probability of rain again, of it being washed out at Manchester. The forecast is that there will be downpour, but the thing is there is a reserve day. And if it rains on the reserve day as well, then India will go through to the final because they have more points. But coming to this match, it is a big match for India because India did lose to New Zealand in the warm-up match, so we can't really judge that way. What does it look like otherwise? I mean,
for all the talk about this being an easy game, if you look at the past record, at least 3-4 years, New Zealand have been that one team which can expose the Indian batting order. So given that, and especially if it's going to rain, and you have Trent Bolt, I won't be surprised if he rips through that middle order again. So it's only up to Rohit Sharma and KL Rahul to steady the innings first. And you have Lockie Ferguson coming back. So they'll probably leave out Tim Southee. And Ferguson has been really good in the tournament. He's fast, he's accurate, he's got a lot of wickets and at a good economy rate. And a really good moustache, as I keep saying.
So New Zealand is always this team that, even though they're considered the easier among the 3-4 semi-finals that we have, they're always this team that always punches above their weight at the World Cup.
Joint most semi-finals.
That's what we were seeing that statistic recently. The joint most semi-finals with Australia. Australia has 5 titles. New Zealand has none. But so they're kind of balancing that choker and punching above their weight kind of status. But anyway, so we're going to this match, and but New Zealand, like you said, is coming off bad form.
And they'll be two. They wouldn't want to be, but they, as of now, are reliant on 2 players. That is Kane Williamson in the batting and Trent Bolt in the bowling. So if Williamson doesn't fire and people batting around him haven't been up to the mark yet. Martel Guptill had scored a 200 in the last World Cup. He's due for a big one. They would hope that will come off.
Age is sort of catching up with him. But then see, the over-reliance on Kane is there when it comes to the top order. But then, unlike India, they have these 2 really good all-rounders in James Neesham and
the
Grandhomme, who have done really well as well. So that is also kind of there's that balance when it comes to the middle order. So so that over-reliance on Kane is there, and Lockie Ferguson is back. Now moving on to India, we have this, like we said, this middle order crisis. Any hope of that being sorted out anytime soon?
I don't think they'll go for a change in the playing 11 unless they want to. Probably bring back Shami for Bumrah. For Bhuvneshwar. And depending on the pitch, whether they want to play 2 spinners. And it's likely that Chahal will come in. But would it be Kuldeep or do you go with Jadeja, who was economical and took over
Yeah,
last
but
match?
that was just one game, right?
One game, yeah. So it depends on the situation. If there is Spain on offer, then they'll go with 2, and then New Zealand will also be forced to.
But then I think it's supposed to be like a bowler's pitch. I mean, fast bowler's flat wicket, right? So
it's supposed to be like of all the games, most of them being high scoring, and then team batting first is one. So toss is again an issue.
Yeah.
So depending on if there's a cloud cover, if it's overcast and India still want to bat first, then they'll have to really put their stock in Rohit Sharma and KL Rahul.
We're obviously, I mean, if there is no rain interrupting the game, we're expecting a high scoring game.
Yeah.
Because at Old Trafford, most of the scores have gone above 300. Yeah. But are we going to see India play four wicket keepers again?
They could maybe loan them out in football.
Anyway, so that's the first semi-final that we have, and hopefully we'll see India in the final. But it's going to be definitely going to be a tough game for them. And moving on to the second semi, we have this high voltage clash. Among the big three, India is in one, and then we have in Australia and England on the other. So home advantage for England. The deep batting lineup and Mark Wood and Jofra Archer all doing really well.
The way they bounced back into the tournament, I would say advantage England right now. And again, a preview to the Ashes coming up, and there'll be a lot of noise in that stadium.
Yeah.
Couldn't have been a better semi-final clash. So England, because they've come back in form, because Jason Roy has come back in, and they have a very stable opening
partnership.
Ever since
he's come back, it's been like really solid.
Bairstow's got 200s because Roy came in. So
it's incredible, right? Those two openers are
very consistent,
and then they have Root after them.
They have when batting is their strength. So now they're playing like the England of not old, but before the tournament.
Before.
So they'll be looking to bat first, posting at least 300, 350, and then bowling out Australia. Australia do have their own problems. Khawaja is injured.
So who's the replacement for Khawaja?
They likely go with Peter Hanscom, or if they bring in Matthew Wade. So
I've heard that Matthew Wade has a really good batting average and strike rate and stuff. So they're like,
he's been a really good domestic player, I think, but not at that level of success at the international level. But they have a lot of players. So
Okay. And what about this concern that Australia has of Steve Smith? So I was reading this thing that in the last 4 matches, Steve Smith has three matches he's failed to score more than 10. And the other match it was a 34 ball 38. So that is something that's that's sort of like a worry. They want Steve Smith to come out.
They're contrasting comebacks, no?
Yeah.
So one guy is at the top of the world.
No, but Steve Smith had started the tournament.
Yes. Yeah. So I don't know if pressure getting to him, but number 4 is a very crucial position for any team. And especially if their openers are giving you so good starts, sometimes you get complacent. Maybe I don't want to say Smith is complacent at all.
Finch and Warner have been doing
really well. Plus, maybe captaincy, not having captaincy, maybe that had helped him as a batsman. You can only speculate.
So, 2 really high voltage semi-finals coming up, and obviously the final will be there after that at Lord's on Sunday. So I think that's all we have for today with the semi-finals. We will be back. We will be back obviously after the semi-final to give you a preview of the final. So check out. Don't forget to check out all our content that we have online. We have news. A lot of features and videos and all sorts of stuff. And also we have our coverage in the magazine as well. So our Deputy Chief of Bureau Anirudh Bhatia from Delhi has been covering the World Cup ever since it started. So she's been there, and there's so much more. So thank you so much for joining us, and see you again next time.